Hello, it's Talking Reds. It's Wednesday. Welcome to the Anfield Wrap. It's John Gibbons and I'm with Jamie Webster. We're going to be talking to Jamie about a few different things. His own music, of course, and a few really exciting things he's got coming up here. But also being back at the match because, Jamie, you were there, first of all, at Norwich on Saturday. I wasn't lucky enough to be there. So to be one of the few back on the buses, back in the ground, what was it like?
Euphoric. It was just obviously nearly I think Watford away was the last away game that we were allowed to go to, and we got beat 3-0. So it was, you know, I was dying. I had a lot of things on around that weekend, but there was not a chance I was missing it to get back on the bus with the lads and see everyone back together. Obviously, you see people you've seen people in like ones and twos, but so that was all back together, taking the piss out of each other and everything else. You know, it just made you realise that, you know, how good it is to be a travelling Liverpool fan and just to be a Liverpool fan, and how good it is to just go to footy with your mates. Do you know what I mean? It was a boss day.
And the Reds obviously did the business as well, which always helps.
Yeah. I mean, I was a bit apprehensive because, you know, obviously Norwich first game back in the Premier League. Obviously they haven't had fans for a little while as well. You knew they'd be right up for it. When we seen the midfield that he picked, I was a little bit apprehensive, but they went and done the job, and I don't think there was any real cause for concern on the day. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, good performance. It was nice to see like a benchmark set, wasn't it, by the Reds? You know, that's what we've got to follow now every week. We want results like that. We want all the strikers on the score sheet. We want clean sheets. And it was just, yeah, it was a good way to announce our return to the full swing of things, don't you reckon?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And some really good individual performances as well, not least the main fella, Mo Salah. You know, there's a lot of talk about his contract and stuff at the moment. Still sorts of stuff going on, you know. Really good article by Paul Joyce yesterday, just sort of summing it all up where it is now and pointing out that, you know, he has got a right, whether he can get that or not, we'll have to see, but he has got a right to go in there and go, I deserve to be amongst the best players in the world, because that's what I am.
Well, he is one of the best players in the world, and I think if you look at you know, people go on about 1 season, 2 season wonders, and you've only got to look now. He's into his 5th season. He scored on the first day of every season for the last 5 years now. It's a new record. He's breaking and setting records every week, every year. He is one of the best players in the world. There's no argument. You look at the physical condition he's in. You look at how hard he's worked to get himself in amongst that elite. Do you know what I mean? Because he certainly wasn't considered one of the elite players of the world when he signed for us. And I think alongside his own status, he's took our status as a team with that to one of the best teams in the world. So, you know, I agree with you, John. I think he can ask for whatever he wants. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you look at the likes of Mbappe, you look at all these players who are on these big wages, and you look at what Salah's done in the last 2 to 3 years compared to them. You know, Champions League wins, League wins, Super Cups, World Club Cups. In the past 2 to 3 years, I can't really name many big players in the world who've won as much as that. I don't even think Lionel Messi in club football might have won as much as that. So why shouldn't he? Do you know what I'm saying? It's, I mean, I think the club have got a lot of thinking to do, and I think the club have got to really think about where the priorities lie when it comes to contracts, because I've heard disputes over Henderson and stuff like that, and these are the players who've took us back amongst the best in the world, and we need to show our gratitude for that. But like I say, for the time being, I'll keep my mind out of the contract talks as long as he's doing that on the pitch. I mean, it wasn't just the goal and the assist, it was the way he took the ball down yesterday. You could smell the fear from the Norwich players every time the ball landed at his feet. They didn't want to go too tight, they didn't want to get stand off him too much. And you could just see the confusion it caused all game. And, you know, the fact now that, you know, I think maybe midway through last season when form wasn't great, I think that assist for Bobby, I think he would have lashed at that with his right foot, you know what I mean, and just hope for the best. But now the composure on the opening day of the season, you know, to put that away. Yeah, we look in good shape, and Salah certainly looks in good shape, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the day as well, then people might have seen on social media before the game, their George Sefton blasted out this place. I don't know if you knew it was coming, but the away end just went off. That must have been some feeling.
That's probably one of the best feelings I've had being at the match, like just stood in the ground. Obviously, I've heard LA come on at Anfield, and I've seen some great nights, you know, with LA being played, but. You know, my own music is my own music at the end of the day, and obviously George does me a good turn a lot at Anfield and plays me songs quite a bit before the games. But to obviously be stood in Norwich, and like I was literally, it was about 2 songs away from kick-off, I was just stood with my mates ready for the Reds to walk out, And I heard this guitar strumming, and I turned around to my best mate and said, "Is that my song?" And he said to me, "Well, you tell me, lads." And then the whole, like, not the whole end, but a good thousands of our ends started singing like this place, and it was funny because like everyone was singing it, and the more people started singing it, obviously I was getting goosebumps and stuff. I didn't know where to put my head.
Yeah, like, am I meant to sing along
here?
Yeah,
yeah, that was it. I was just sort of like that. But, and people were looking, pointing over and like giving me five and all this, and it was dead nice, but I was looking at the Norwich fans more than anything else, and it was just a look of like bemusement, you know, as if like, what's going on here? We're at home, why are these singing this song? And you could see people on the radio mics, like, you know, and right before the end of the song it got cut.
So they were like winding them up, them going too much.
Someone must have literally Googled my name and realised, oh shit, bump, we'll turn this one off. But to whoever put it on, thank you very much, because you know, it proper whipped our end up right before the game, and it made me feel boss, do you know what I mean? And to see the videos, and thank you for all the Liverpool fans for singing along and stuff like that as well, because, you know, you didn't have to, and that made me feel proper cool, so thanks very much.
And I think people were proud, and it must have just capped sort of a perfect day for you, because I know how much, you know, the footy obviously means to you, but also, you know, the bus and stuff like that, the mates that you've got sort of on there, you know, bouncing back, you know, with them. It's a fair old way back from Norwich, but I'm sure you've had a scream.
Oh, we had a great time, and look, these lads who I travel with, these were the lads who initially give me the confidence. You know, when I was a 16, 17-year-old lad jumping on the bus at the match, really shy about me guitar playing and singing, thinking people would think I was a little bit of a wannabe pop star or something like that, and obviously I wanted to be one of the lads. And these lads who go on that bus, they were the lads who really shouted me up and talked me up in the very, very early days, and got me in with the lads at Boss Nights, and got me, you know, come down to all my gigs around the matches, and really started that hype that's put me on the platform I am today. So, you know, to be back with all those lads and just like doing what we used to do, and like, you know, it took me back to being 17 again, you know what I mean? It was just a carefree day with some, you know, some like-minded lads. We're all there for the same reason. Any troubles that we've had over the last 18 months were well and truly put to bed for that coach journey. And it's just what it's all about, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's about being with your mates, young and old, and just releasing your inner child a little bit, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was great. Obviously, Billy Carney, for everyone who knows him, he was in his element. You know, he's missed that coach journey more than I can tell you, more than anybody else has. And to see the smile on his face when we were all back on the bus, and obviously him winding up everybody on the coach, it was just a real nice, comforting, sort of homely feel, do you know what I mean? And hopefully we can do it all season, and, you know, we obviously get our lives back, get our passion back, and more importantly, take that support that we had in the ground at Norwich on the road all year, and, you know, really give the players that 12th man that we've always given them.
100%. Well, Saturday we're going to be back in Anfield. Are you able to get there? I know you're here there and everywhere a bit with the music, but presumably you've blocked out.
Yeah, and you know, Taggy likes to make sure that I keep my home games free for hotel tier, and he's a good mate of mine.
You're in Taggy's 3 o'clock. It's after the game this week, isn't it?
In Taggy's bar. Sorry, yeah. It's after the game this week. Yeah, I'm doing 3 o'clock until just before 4. And I'm actually going back to my old stomping ground in the Harvey straight after that.
Oh, brilliant.
His first game back of the season, you know, like I said, we've all missed it. All the locals have been sending messages and asking if I'm playing back. So I won't be there every week in the halfway house, but every now and again I'll be going back to give the locals who I've played for about 8 or 9 years a good little night, you know what I mean? And so I'm looking forward to all that, the first home game back. You know, I'm looking forward to everyone coming out the ground singing we're going to win the league after a 2-0 win. Do you know what I mean? It's that's like always the first home game of the season, we win. And in the halfie, everyone starts singing about winning the league, so they carried away and that's over enthusiastic, and that's boss. So
yeah, absolutely can't wait for Saturday. There's a lot of stuff around tickets and stuff. We put out a podcast yesterday. Robert went up to Anfield and spoke to a few people there who were obviously involved in putting the processes together on Saturday around sort of making sure that we don't see the problems that we did for the friendlies. The club are going to be putting out loads of information. I managed to successfully swap a scene to get over to Ash, actually, who's filming this for the one sort of next to me. So it is, I hope that I'd say. So it is sort of possible. It's a bit of a learning thing for all of us, Jamie, but everyone's trying their best, aren't they, is what I would say. And look, we want to be in the ground. We've waited long enough for this. I know it's a bit of a pain. Look, I'd rather still rock up with the paper tickets and show it, but at the end of the day, they're doing what they need to do to get everyone in, and we just all need to try our best. And remember, it's going to be worth it when Liverpool come out.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't be wrong. I mean, I think there are circumstances which do need to be looked at in terms of the elderly people who literally can't work a phone. Do you know what I mean? I know people who don't have phones who've been told that they have to have the season ticket on a phone. So I think, you know, it's obviously hard for the club because there's so many people who want different things, and you've got to try and cater and answer to all of them, and I get that. But yeah, the most important thing is that we are back in that ground, innit? You know what I mean? And while it has been a bit of a nightmare over the friendlies, you know, the club, you know, we've got the resources, the staff to hopefully put that right before the Burnley game. Yeah, and I think, but, you know, we can all look past that. A little bit of trouble for the first couple of weeks. We call it vetting problems. If that ensures that we're back in Anfield every week, like you say, John, or every other week, you know, back amongst the people that you know, sitting next to Ash or whoever it is who sits next to you, do you know what I mean? That's where we all want to be. It's what we've waited so long to get back to. So, you know, I think, you know, obviously frustrations are there to be heard, but, you know, for the time being, let's just hold back a little bit. You know, if it's still not in a good shape in 2, 3, 4 weeks' time and we're still having these problems, then by all means, you know, people are within right to exercise the frustration. But, you know, for the sake of coming together like we're known to as Liverpool fans, you know, under that big sense of solidarity that we all talk about, let's just do it. Get in the ground, get a few wins under our belts, get behind the players, get a league title campaign going, and then, you know, if things are still not being done the right way by the club, and we're doing what we should do, we've applied by all the rules, then we're within our rights to stand up and say, hang on, don't you think it's time that you actually do go back a couple of steps here because it's not working? But, you know, it was 2 friendly games so far. It's not the end of the world, is it? You know what I mean? The issues were sorted out within half an hour or so, you know what I mean? So, you know, you know, for the players, you know, let's just hold back and just get behind them and get behind the club, and let's get that, you know, that feeling of togetherness that we had going into the Champions League finals and into that league title winning season. Let's get that back. Let's move together. And watch the Reds hopefully dominate another season in the English League.
He's right, I think we can all get on board with that. Just going to ask a few questions to Jamie about his music. Now, if you've got any questions for Jamie, get them in on YouTube. I've just got the YouTube open here. It's managed to go off, but I'll get that back up. So if you've got any questions for Jamie. But first of all, I want to talk a bit about your new single. But before that, I just want to talk about how big you've got sort of outside of Liverpool. Now we're talking about the Liverpool end being buzzing with your stuff, but I saw a video of you playing a festival at the weekend outside the city, and it was absolutely booming, and I was absolutely thrilled to see sold out 1,200 venue in Glasgow, which is like normally, I think selling out any venue outside your home city is boss, but 1,200, I must be so proud. And so you're Mr. International now, it's boss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blown away as anyone really, and surprised as anyone, especially to that festival reaction the other day, because we're down in Cornwall. Obviously it's a long way from Liverpool, and it was funny actually, before I went on the stage, there's about 30 lads singing the Van Dijk song, you know, in Liverpool tops. I thought, I hope they don't think that I am just singing Liverpool songs, because obviously I had my band with me. When I've got my band, it's just my album music. But then half the crowd started counteracting that and singing counter Liverpool songs. So I was a bit like, well, at least some people are here for my own music. And then I went out there, and honestly, the whole crowd were just like, there was no, like, none of that, like, give us a Liverpool song or anything like that. The crowd were boss. They had it from minute go. Even the new songs that were unreleased, that people haven't heard, they had them proper jumping up and down. My band were amazing behind me, and just first festival, you know, it's sort of a rite of passage that you play to no one, and no one's bothered, you know. And when we turned up to the stage, there was literally 5 people there, and it looked like it was going to be that. But then, all of a sudden, just before I come on, people started flooding into the stage part. And I mean, if anyone's seen any of the videos on Twitter, it was, I'm telling you, it was a bit of a blur, because my adrenaline just took over when I seen how up for it this crowd were. And that's always been. Once I realised I wasn't good enough to be a footballer, to be a musician in my own right, singing my own album tracks with a band, that's always been my dream. So for that to come through was great. And yeah, for Glasgow, 1300 cap. Just thank you to everyone in Glasgow who's bought a ticket. I honestly, when we announced King Tut's, which was 300 cap over a year ago, you know, to think that it would get rescheduled to 1,000 more people. I mean, we booked an agent, Colin, he's quite an ambitious guy. He kept sort of sending me an email and saying, we're going to move it up to this venue. And I sort of kept saying to him, no, don't.
Are you sure?
I want it to sell out. And he kept saying, no, the algorithms are good. It looks this way that it's going to sell out. And across the board, really, we've done really well on the tour. And it never fails to blow my mind, especially when you see the people on Twitter sort of tweeting that they like the songs and they bought a ticket, and I sometimes do a little bit of digging and look on their profiles, and I find that sometimes the Newcastle fans,
I see quite often, he's alright for the Scouts.
Yeah, he's alright for the Reds, and like, while that might annoy a lot of Liverpool fans, it actually makes me feel really happy because everyone knows the troubles that I've had with the crossover between the Liverpool stuff and the original stuff. So to feel like I'm finally trying to get there and the people are actually respecting that there is more to me than just LA, and I do, not that, you know, that is nothing. I love doing that and I always will, but I am doing something, you know, separate to it alongside, and the fact that people are now respecting that and they're not just pigeonholing me as this LA singer, and they're respecting the fact that I'm going out and I'm playing non-Liverpool songs and I'm releasing albums and I'm playing music for all people, not just Liverpool fans. The fact that that's now getting accepted, and, you know, I'm starting to move to different places with it, it's amazing for me because it literally was my dream since I was about 14, 15, and I first heard, you know, Bob Dylan and stuff like that, and Paul McCartney and John Lennon, and yeah, it's great, and I can't wait to do more of it now. Yeah,
Sarah Carroll here saying, love the new song, Jamie, Up the Mighty Reds. The new single is out. A lot of people asking about the new album as well. Maybe we'll come on to that. But the single's done really well, hasn't it? You must be really pleased with the feedback.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the best single release we've done since Weekend in Paradise. So Weekend in Paradise was like, went viral that day that it come out, because I think everyone knew it. Everyone was waiting for it for a long time. And the release day was ridiculous. It actually ruined all the other releases for me because it done so well. Every other release slowly done worse and worse following from that, like, up until the album obviously. And so I was a bit nervous with the single coming out. I didn't know if it was going to have, you know, the same sort of listens as like Grinding the Gears and stuff like that, and it didn't. It was literally, I woke up in the morning, I checked the streams, there was loads of listening, there was loads of interaction. Obviously it climbed in chart places on iTunes over the day, and yeah, it was a really, really good feeling because I haven't released an original song since the album, which is, what day is it today? What date is it?
18th, is it?
18th, so 3 days in a year. 21st of August last year was the last time I released a song, so obviously a year out, and what a mad year it's been. So to release that single and get that feedback, it was bosh, and yeah, I just can't wait for this is like the start of sort of a new developing sound, and I'm made up that people liked it because it is sort of, it's getting bigger and better from here on in, you know what I mean? Like the new singles that we've got coming out, I think are some of the best songs that I've ever written, and definitely the best like produced and put together.
So yeah, a few people asking about the album on here as well. Tim Parks, when's the new album out? Absolutely love the new single, and a couple of others as well.
There will be a new album, but I just can't say what it's called or when yet. There will be a new album, and it's boss.
Vase of Flowers wants to know whereabouts in the city you're from.
I'm from the West Derby, Croxteth area. It depends who you're asking, really, my mum or me. You know, if you're asking my mum, it's definitely West Derby. But, you know, I've knocked around Cloughy Park for most of my childhood, and yeah, so I'm a North End kid, and yeah, it's a nice place to be. I'm very proud to be where I'm from. I've got loads of mates down the south end of the city as well, though. I'm not one of them who believe in the north-south divide of Liverpool. We're all Scousers, but yeah, I'm just very proud to be from this great city.
Someone here asking about what it felt like when your song came on. We've done that already, so just rewind at the end, Danny, and you'll hear us talk about what it felt like at Norwich. Just before we go, a couple of people asking, said, I love seeing Ali with Jamie playing guitar. Ali's such a nice guy. And then Avinash Arb here said, Alisson promised on with Jamie for winning the Champions League. It's been hard, hasn't it, because of lockdown and stuff like that, but I'm sure Ali still wants to get down to it last night.
I'm sure he does, and it was if we won the league, by the way, which we have done that as well, so it doesn't matter really, but obviously once we won the league during COVID.
Yeah.
The players were in bubbles. The day after we won the league, I had someone messaging me saying okay, get Alisson to do your gig, and I'm like, he's just won the league. COVID's still a thing.
Yeah, I haven't even got a gig.
I haven't got his number. So for me to just phone him up and say, all right, lads, believe me, there is no one in this world who wants to see Jamie Webster and Alisson Becker play together on stage more than Jamie Webster. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want to put any pressure on him. At the end of the day, he scored a boss header at the end of last season. He's kept a clean sheet on his first game of this season. As long as he keeps playing the way he has been for us, I couldn't really care whether he doesn't play with me on the guitar. It'd be lovely for everyone if he did, but let's get our priorities right here. He's our goalie, and we want him to stay focused on keeping clean sheets and getting the Reds into boss positions. And Ali's a dead nice fella. So I wouldn't want it to be put out there
of course.
He's fucking me off basically, because he's not like that. And I'm sure that when the time's right and everything's safely back to where it needs to be, Ali will be up on the stage with me playing. I'd like to think so. He's here for a long time now. Signed a new deal. So if people were worried about him getting off on a plane and maybe never seeing that day, it's going to come, and I think we'll win the league this year, and I think there'll be some sort of massive celebration if mass gatherings are still allowed. So you never know, it could be then, couldn't it? But yeah, whenever he's ready, I'm ready, and he knows that.
Okay, just to finish up then, your own stuff, obviously available on Spotify, iTunes as well, and there's tour dates out there as well if people want to come and see you.
Yeah, Spotify, iTunes, all that jazz, and yeah, my tours sort of starting in November, runs through just before Christmas. There's still tickets for gigs in Liverpool and a lot of other places across the country. So if you want to hear something, there won't be any Liverpool songs at these gigs, by the way. Just have to get that in. But if you do like me tunes, you like my first album, you like the new single, you'll like the night. So get down there and come and show some support. And in terms of the Liverpool stuff, Taggy is 3 o'clock after the game, and then it's Boss night after Chelsea, which should be a belter in the Olympia. There's still tickets. Only a few left for the Saturday, and then there's the kids ones the next day. Which I think the Saturday's now sold out for the Boss night. I've only got a text 10 minutes before I come on here, but the kids one, if you've got young lads and young girls who love watching me on YouTube, and you think that we've all been stuck in bubbles and on our own, you think it'd be good for them to interact with a load of other kids in the name of Liverpool and sing a few Liverpool tunes. Get them down to the Boss Kids on the 29th in the Olympia. Loads of tickets left, got loads of activities for the kids. DJs, young lads singing with guitars, we've got it all. And then obviously me, an old fellas now, singing with the guitar. But yeah, just get down there. It's always a Boss day. It makes you feel part of something special, which it is. And I'd love to see us there. Yeah, it's right. I hope you've enjoyed that. A little bit different today, but nice one for Jamie's coming out here. Do check out obviously his own stuff on Spotify as we prompted you to as well. The new single is absolutely brilliant. But cheers, nice one for coming down. Nice one, Gibbo.